In Dark Souls 3, as you make it to the end of the profane capital, you'll likely have to fight Yhorm the Giant. Now, Yhorm is a boss that you should honestly be fighting with Sigurd of Katarina because Sigurd's quest directly intertwines with Yhorm. But if you're a fuck up like me and you fucked up Sigurd's questline, unfortunately, you'll have to go it alone. But no matter, because the Yhorm fight is pretty gimmicky. It's very reminiscent of the Storm King fight back in Demon Souls. Now, long ago, Yhorm, as a descendant of an ancient conqueror, was asked to lead the people once subjugated by serving as their blade and their shield. When there were those who doubted Yhorm, he gave them a giant-slaying sword to show his trustworthiness. He risked everything for his people on the front lines, fighting valiantly as a one-man vanguard. It was said that Yhorm lost someone dear to him, and as a result, he forsook his great shield. Afterwards, he notched his machete, allowing him to two-hand it, giving him an even more ferocious fighting style. At some point, lonely Yhorm befriended Sigurd of Katarina, who became a dear friend of his. Now, due to a curse triggered by 4 female relatives of an unknown oracle, which turned them into a greedy, careless beast, the profane flame was unleashed, and the profane flame never goes out. Yhorm the Giant became a Lord of Cinder to put the profane flame to rest, even though many spoke sincerely of his role. However, after he became a Lord of Cinder, the hellish flame fell out of the sky and destroyed the city, yet consuming human flesh and incinerating the human inhabitants. The flame, despite deriving from the dark and the abyss, actively sought to harm humanity. Before the linking of the first flame, he gave his other storm ruler to Sigurd, who promised to end Yhorm's suffering if he ever returned to life. Now, some theorize that the great conqueror from whom Yhorm descends is High Lord Wolnir, as he's the only character in the lore of Dark Souls 3 that's addressed as a great conqueror. In addition, Yhorm's immense size could be explained by a descent from Wolnir, as Wolnir is also a gigantic humanoid. In addition, the Carthage catacombs and the profane capital, despite convergence on the land towards Lothric, are both underground and close together, implying that Wolnir had conquered the profane capital, and when Wolnir fell to the abyss, only his son remained as a potential heir who could reign over the conquered city. But once again, that's just a theory. Upon defeating Yhorm the Giant, you'll obtain the soul of Yhorm, as well as the cinders of a lord.